Welcome everybody to episode 123 of Perpetual Backlog. I am your host Aqua, and joining me, like always, is Perpetual fam, Dalit.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
And Leek.
Hello.
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 We're all dying slow deaths.
Oh, no, my brain's just everywhere.
You know who didn't die a slow death?
Go on then.
Mike. Mike didn't die a slow death.
Mike, Mike kind of went out like a champion, but also, oh my god.
He went out in flames, and he knew a good bar. Pour one out for Mike. Leek probably is like, who the fuck is this Mike guy?
I have no idea.
Mike is a helicopter pilot that saves your ass in Resident Evil 4.
Oh.
But then dies.
Oh no.
Correct response.
Mike.
His last words were, "I know a good bar."
Shit.
Yeah.
Did he tell you the bar?
He
No.
didn't.
Oh,
No.
for fuck's sake, Mike.
I'm gonna try not to talk a lot about this video game. I have played and I have beaten Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Let's go.
I was focused like a laser. All right, and I played this video game. It was the only video game I played. So I'm a firm believer of remakes not being game of the year. All right, because well, it's a remake. You literally just did the same thing twice. So I can't give this game of the year.
Butt. Oh,
No,
okay.
I cannot give this game of the year. But goddamn, if this was 2005 and it was the original game, I'd give it game of the year. Like even if Final Fantasy 16 was coming out and that could technically could be game of the year. No, this game is game of the year. All right, this game was great. This is the first time I went through the entire story of Resident Evil 4, even though I've seen the entire story of Resident Evil 4. And yeah, I you might have to ask a question, all right? Because I could like literally list off like 18 billion things. I could answer question about this game.
Oh, well, it's hard to want to ask all those things since we're going to be talking about it.
Yeah. If there's any general questions.
I mean, like, what did it feel like upgrading throughout the game? Did it feel like it was seamless? I don't know, because I don't want
upgrading weapons, like upgrading weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, minus the fact that repairing your knife and repairing your
Still salty about this.
Repairing your knife and body armor just feel like because it's literally just a money sink is what it is. That's what the mechanic is there for, honestly. It's not I mean, it's pretty easy. Like, you honestly you Paseta just kind of like falls into your lap half the time. There's 18 billion treasures, there's 18 billion fucking like gems to slot into those treasures. So you get like a crap ton of money. Some of the weapons cost like a lot to upgrade. And when you do upgrade all like the main stats or whatever, every weapon has like an exclusive upgrade that you can pay for, which is somewhat expensive. But also twice throughout the game, if you don't use your spinals on like anything at all, you're able to buy exclusive tickets that you can just trade in to upgrade the exclusive segment of the weapon.
Right.
At any point in time of of the weapon's level. So like the weapon doesn't even have to be maxed out for you to use the ticket on it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean it's about as like this pretty much the same level as like the original RE4. From what I've gathered. It's just Leon gets body armor in this game. You don't have to buy the body armor, but you could, but you can. And it's also just another like money sink or whatever alongside of your knife. So it helps. A body armor helps a bit. Like you get hit a few times or whatever. It doesn't do like much damage to you. But then like the segments with like where you're going up against like 18 billion like enemies or whatever, your body armor could like die like instantly. Yeah. I played this game on standard because I don't play hard like video games that are meant to be hard on like a hard difficulty. This was my first time playing like Resident Evil 4 anyway. I might do a hardcore run at some point in time, but I'm moving on to Resident Evil 2 Remake. I want to play that.
Yeah, that one's good. I was but
Yeah.
the remake for 3 is the one that people kind of have issue with.
Yeah. If I'm gonna play 3, I might actually just like I'm not gonna play 3, but if I ever got the inkling to play 3,
Just for
I
completion's
don't.
sake?
No, I don't. I don't know if I'll get the remake. I think I might if I might just find a way to play the original or whatever. 'Cause
Oh yeah, that's fair
I've
enough.
played the original. 4 was the only
Sure.
Resident Evil game, only mainline Resident Evil game that I never actually went through. Whatever. I've went through 1. I've went through 2. I've went through 3. I went through. Before I even had Resident Evil 3, I played the demo disc for Resident Evil 3 so much.
Ah.
I had a demo disc of that game that I played. So I went through that. 4 was the only one that I sat and like watched somebody play like it over and over again. So I never had the want or need to go through it. I played 5 for like 500 hours because Mercenaries, and then I played all the way through 6.
I
And
mean,
I played
it's a
0. I
boomer's
played
hell
0.
take, but I miss demo discs. They were great.
Yeah.
Holy, I mean, I know we just stream any demo we want so long as game people make them. But God, it was nice.
This game is an extremely faithful remake. Extremely faithful. There is some cut content, but I'm assuming a lot of that cut content is going to be put into the Ada side story. That
Oh
will
yeah,
probably come
the
at some
separate
point in time.
ways.
Yeah, because you don't fight U3 in this game, which is the weird like kind of half xenomorph looking figure that you fight on that like that you go up against like at the beginning on this like kind of like puzzle bridge or whatever that you like drop sections off and then you fight it straight up. You don't fight that monster, which I'm assuming you'll probably fight as Ada. And there's a couple other things that you don't run into as Leon that you might as Ada. But it's a very faithful remake. I think even down to the point where because I remember you being able to do it in the I think in the original. If you have a rifle during the village segment, you can go up on the roof of one of the houses and shoot the bell.
Yeah.
And ring ring the bell before like immediately, so you don't have to deal with all the people in the village.
Oh, I said yeah, but I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. So in the house where the like the house you walk into to spawn the chainsaw man, all right? If you go upstairs and then hop out the window to the right,
Yeah.
you can see like the bell tower all the way in the distance. And I don't know if you could do this with a pistol, like with any other weapon, but if you pull out the rifle and you shoot where a bell like where you think the bell would be, pretty much, it'll ring the bell, and it'll further the segment.
Huh.
So you can
That
like
is
literally skip
neat.
that. I'm pretty sure that's probably just like speedrun strats. So you're just wanting to get through that part like as quickly as possible. So yeah, that's that. What else? Extremely faithful about the game. I mean, fuck. You shoot the water at the lake, Delago will come and eat you. So yeah, it's good. I love it. I the only nitpick I only have two nitpicks about this game, and that
Oh.
is one, allow me to equip more than one accessory or more than one costume accessory.
Ah.
All right, because you can only either equip like a costume or an accessory. All right. Especially except for on Ashley, you can equip a costume and an accessory, but you can't have more than one accessory. All right. I wanted to change Ashley's hair and have her wear glasses, but it wouldn't allow me to do that. So I kind of got.
I mean, if this is the peak of what we're complaining about, though, let that sink in.
And my other complaint is the base version of the game. All right, doesn't have the scary voice when you hit start game. Go Resident Evil 4.
It's
Now,
true. I did see you post about this.
that being said, if you swap the music and sound effects over to classic, because you can do that. If you have the deluxe edition, you can do that, or you can just like buy that thing.
I
or
guess
whatever.
I'm gonna buy the deluxe edition.
If you swap it over to classic sound effects, turn the game off, turn it back on, and go through the start screen, it says it. So you have to have the classic. You have to have classic sound
very
effects
important.
on.
Frankly, very important.
And that's actually because I was talking to Lab about it. And he was like, I wonder if you just set it to classic or whatever, because in Resident Evil 2 remake you have to also set it to classic sound effects for it to say Resident Evil 2. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll do that. And in Resident Evil 2 it does do that. I also I haven't like started playing Resident Evil 2, but I did the first cutscene and got myself into the police station, and then I saved it and quit out because Tara wants to watch me play it.
Sure.
I had to do two things to this game. All right. The first thing, Resident Evil 4 comes with the ability to swap button prompts or whatever. Resident Evil 2 remake doesn't. So regular Resident Evil 2 remake, like without it being modded or whatever, will have Xbox prompts. All right, and I hate that shit. All right, I hate it so much. Yeah, I'm playing on a PlayStation controller. I want PlayStation prompts. All right, so I had to change that. All right, and two, I don't know if the fixed well, not the fixed. I don't know if the mod worked because I haven't gotten to that point yet. But I did try to put in the mod for X gonna give it to you when Mr. X shows up. Whatever.
Let's go.
That has to be in the game. All right. So look forward to hearing about that in the future when I'm playing it. But yeah, like literally Resident Evil 4, greatest game ever again, apparently. So it's like sitting at like a 92 or 93 on Metacritic. It's 97% overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So the only issues I see people talking about on Steam is either one, they're complaining about de novo, or two, they're complaining about the D3D fatal error thing, which I just assume everybody's just fucking trying to put on ray tracing when their graphics card really can't do ray tracing.
I mean, to be fair, my graphics card absolutely could and still ran into that issue.
Yeah. So I don't know whatever fix there is going to be for that. Oh, and the other
It's
thing,
not a must, but it would have been really nice to have.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, people complaining about cut content in the game, and I'm like, what? I've seen people go from play like beginning to end of Resident Evil 4 original or whatever, and the amount of cut content that is in that game is definitely dwarfed by the amount of stuff that they added in this game. So
Yes, I have heard this. I've heard that for everything lost, we gained so much more and high quality stuff as well.
Mhm. um also, I still not an advocate for durability in video games and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um but they counteract the durability thing pretty like I barely had to I mean I obviously I had to interact with repairing my knife, right? But
Of course.
uh weren't very many times in the game where I just had a broken knife and I couldn't do anything, all right? They give you an excessive amount of other knives in this game. So you will normally, as long as you're not playing on like maybe professional or something like that, and you're just actually going through like normally on professional.
All right, so all my whinging about the demo is kind of
Yeah,
unnecessary. Good, good, good.
yeah. Like you'll have the point where your knife breaks in the beginning. All right, at the like the
Yeah.
first time it breaks or whatever, and you might not have like a replacement knife for it. That's okay because like I mean, like all Resident Evil games, you can just run past enemies. Um. Uh. But after that, you end up carrying like maybe 3 or 4 other like regular like either boot knives or whatever with you. Um and then towards the later bit you get another knife. Like another like actually high durability knife. Um
Ooh.
and then I guess if you're if you're destroying all the Castellian clockwork, the clockwork Castellians, which are the like the fucking like little doll things of Ramon Salazar, if you destroy all 16 of them, you just get an infinite durability knife. So
Ooh.
um yeah, so
That's what I want to hear.
yeah. All of the special all of the I don't want to say all the special weapons, but um most of the special weapons are locked behind beating the game on professional. So you have to
I mean,
you
that's
get the
fair.
yeah. You have to beat the game on professional to get one gun, and you have to A rank it on professional to get the other gun. And then you have to, for like stuff like the Chicago typewriter and the hand cannon, to make those infinite ammo, you have to max them out. So
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely fair.
yeah. But the hand cannon is powerful as fuck. Yeah. But that's literally I literally only played Resident Evil 4 this week. And again,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
really yeah, it took me 23 hours to beat. And that the entire time that I played was me coming home from work and then playing until like 6 o'clock. So I played a little bit of Diablo 4 like the first night it was out actually. Um,
Yeah.
and then I got to like level 10 on Sorcerer, and then I was like, then I had that issue where it left me behind in that quest with Dalit. And
Yeah, that was
then
weird.
it like I was on an infinite loading screen, and then I logged on and
Oh,
got through that
no.
and got through the dungeon, but all the way to the boss, and I died on that boss, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna play Resident Evil 4. So yeah, that's that was my week. That was my weekend.
Well, to follow up on you, since you brought it up, yeah, I played through the open beta for Diablo 4. I found myself playing on Necro and Sorcerer. I did not give a go to Berserker or Druid, mostly because I have absolutely no interest in Berserker, and I found myself just enjoying Sorcerer, and I never got around to Druid. Um, I'm not the biggest Diablo person. I have played through 3 and its expansion, whose name escapes me at the moment. I thought that was fine.
Reaper
I thought it was
Souls.
fine. Reaper Souls, thank you. I thought it was fine, genuinely. But I mean, I don't have the nostalgia that a lot of people have for 2, so I suppose that's probably why. playing through 4 definitely puts in perspective how bright and colorful 3 was by comparison. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. The atmosphere set in 4 makes so much more sense to,
Mhm.
you know, possible end of the world. But just to focus for a bit, the classes themselves felt really good. I liked being able to summon my horde of Skeller boys to protect me as I just flick around corpses and make them explode in the back. That was grand. Though whatever Terra was doing was way more efficient.
Yeah.
Become as cloud of
She was
blood and what literally.
exploding corpses.
Oh yeah, she was doing what I do expect from games like this, where you just literally run through hallways and things just die in front of you. It's not even a fight. Whereas
Yeah.
I was interfacing with the game probably close to how the devs assume, but that's not optimal.
Believe me, she did the same thing on her sorcerer as well.
So sorcerer is what made me feel powerful because
Yeah.
sparking,
So good.
sparking, current or something. Oh my god,
Mhm.
having that at full charge all of the time, bounce because I just spec everything into my lightning stuff, and my legendary was based around it. Oh yeah, no, holy crap! Throw thousands of enemies at me. I don't want any actual bosses. Just keep throwing mob after mob after mob after mob at me, and watch me make them all fall. Oh, it
So
felt
we
so good.
so we all played sorcerer differently because Tara played sorcerer like flame sorcerer. I played ice sorcerer and he played lightning sorcerer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
By our powers combined. I really enjoyed Sorcerer quite a bit. Not enough to make me like pick up the game or anything. It's not like the class itself is enough to shift my opinion on the genre, a genre that I enjoy, but I'm not like frothing at the mouth to get more of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt really good. Obviously, this was a network test to some degree. It was an open beta, but they were obviously having to stress test for what to expect. And there, especially that first day, there was some connectivity issues.
Mm-hmm.
Getting around the queue time, which admittedly they were smart enough to forecast. They literally said, "We expect millions of you. There's going to be a line. Get in."
Mm-hmm.
After that first day, it was actually really smooth. Like the evening of the first day and the second day, the 2 times that I played, really, really smooth. We're talking less than a minute to get in after well, admittedly, I got in 8 minutes the first time. And then like those 60-minute queue times if you ever got kicked.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rubber banding. There was a lot of desyncing. I didn't like that. But they've gotten the feedback because a lot of people were complaining about it. So I'm sure that is not something that is going to be expected in the end game. Though, I imagine in previous games this wasn't an issue because it was all local stuff. I don't want to call it MMO, but the MMO aspects where you suddenly can just be in someone else's instance,
Yeah.
that might be, as far as I'm aware, well, it's kind of their first time at this. It might be a bit tricky for them, but also, I mean, this is Blizzard. They have one of the biggest MMOs ever to borrow from and kind of figure out how to help polish. I'm sure they'll manage. I enjoyed my time. Super good. I look forward to hearing what people have to say when they get their hands on it. Other than that, I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I really like this game.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
I genuinely feel bad. I only paid $5 for this game. Like this game deserved a full price.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm 20 hours in. I have just the last mission ahead of me. I'm missing 4 achievements. I'm gonna have this platinumed inside of a day, hour-wise, obviously.
Yeah.
This has been very enjoyable. It's taken me 6 days to get through it, but again, I mean, I have other things I need to be doing. But just the hour mark. I like longer games. Like I like the 100 hours I put into the last couple Final Fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
But getting through this game in like 20 hours was really nice. The story doesn't meander very much. Like it still has that frenetic Star Wars pacing that is. I don't know that I would call it good, but it's not bad. You're certainly always in the action. However, and I say this lovingly. What the fuck, guys? Dathomir fucking sucked. We need to never go back to that hell planet ever again. It was like the first planet I completed, but even still, I don't want anything to do with that.
Made sure you completed
ever
it so you don't
again.
need to go back.
Just so. Oh man, it just shambling corpses and angry men everywhere. But yeah, no, I mean, I really enjoyed my time. Oh my god, BD1 is adorable. Why did you make the robot dog coded? Why would you do that? Why did you make it a puppy? Cal's super likable. Might be the most likable protag. I mean, there's Din, who is exceptionally likable.
Of course, yes.
But like, he might be the most likable Jedi since Luke.
Yeah.
Oh no, since Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the most likable Jedi since Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like completely into the whole Jedi Order stuff. He's still got his own like thoughts, especially near the end. You'll see. Oh yeah. Oh god.
But he's not so departed from them that everything he does is like, well, what's the point of even making him a Jedi then?
Exactly, yeah.
Like it was handled super well. Probably my favorite protag after Din. But again, having Din Djarin be in this conversation is difficult. Easily my favorite Jedi. Yes, even more so than Obi-Wan. Yes, easily my favorite. Well, maybe not easily, but my favorite Jedi. Was really fun playing through. I enjoyed the story beats. I liked that. I had my big orange lightsaber until I got a yellow one. Yellow made me very happy.
Yeah, it's good that you can customize the lightsaber.
Yeah, and just the customization in this game, while as simplistic as it is, super good. Everything felt like it was mine. The ship, BD1, my poncho. Also, kudos for making a poncho iconic to a character. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have assumed you'd have gone a different route. And now, unfortunately, I'm looking forward to Jedi Survivor, which I didn't have on my plan. So that's $60 out the window.
Ah, yeah.
Your plan.
Yeah, like it was not a thing I was accounting for. I was like, cool, whatever. I'll get that in a couple of years.
So did you finish the game or?
I have maybe an hour left in this game.
Okay,
I purposely did not queue up the last mission because it all but tells you it's the last mission.
Yeah, no, you're gonna enjoy that. I've seen that so many times.
You're gonna love the last bit.
You are.
I knew I was gonna pick up this game eventually, so I made sure not to watch anything that said like the end or anything with big spoilers next to it. So with the exception of the Night Sister, who going to I knew was going to be friendly by then because of the sequel trailers. I was good. So this has all been super, super nice the whole time through. So yeah. Well, the moment we're finished, the moment we're finished, well, I'm going to the gym. But after I get back from the gym, I'll probably stay up a little bit later just to finish this game and go to sleep with happy Star Wars thoughts in my head, which I haven't been able to say for a very long time because I missed Andor because Boba Fett put me off so much. And I've yet to finish. I did not enjoy.
So I will say this: Andor is actually really good. Andor is really good.
No, I know Andor is really. So that's the thing. It's like I know I've heard nothing but good things about Andor, but because of like how not angry, but like I guess disappointed dad I was in the Book of Boba Fett. I was like, no, I'm good for a while. And then, of course, Mandalorian came back, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I can't be mad at Star Wars anymore. So I have to watch all of Andor, and I'm only one episode into Mandalorian. So time to go bathe in the waters of Mandalore, I guess.
Yeah,
this is the way.
This is the way.
But this was my whole week. I mean, obviously, I did my little things. I threw stuff at Arknights. We're getting together to do horrible gotcha things when Star Rail comes out, but nothing really to report on that front. So, Blake, What trouble did you get into?
Well, I'll just get past the usual thing, Stardew Valley. I got
Yep.
myself all the big stuff. I got the big coop, the big barn. I got my sheep and my duck and my pig and my and the
Proper
goats and
farmer,
everything.
this one.
I've got my void chicken.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're what?
My void chicken.
I'm gonna need you to explain. I know we're not here for this, but I need you to
It's a
help me out.
chicken from the void.
All right,
And
Kog'Maw it is.
if you use its eggs to make mayonnaise, the mayonnaise hurts you.
Oh.
Huh.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
poisonous void
mayonnaise hurts
mayonnaise.
everybody. Mayonnaise hurts everybody.
Eventually, if you eat it too much. Yeah. Yeah, no. So I did all that. So that's good. I actually got the that's that stuff. So my brain is really fucking stopped at the moment.
Nah, it's
Restart.
fine.
Okay, so what else did I do? Oh yeah, no, I played Diablo 4 at the very last day, at the very last minute, because I was
I'm
reminded
so
that it's
sorry.
free.
I'm so sorry I
And
didn't
I
say
didn't
anything
realize.
before. I knew for a fact that you played this because you've told me about the times you were in D2. And just on the last day, I thought, let me just double check really quick because
Yeah.
she hasn't mentioned it.
No, because I love Diablo 2. I was there when it was played a lot. I played it on LAN with my housemates. Diablo 2, right? So playing Diablo 4, actually, no, you were right earlier. Nostalgia is a big thing. And I did like what I was able to play around with in 4. I loved the fucking opening cutscene. Holy shit. Did you watch that?
God,
The
it was
cinematic?
so dark.
Amazing.
It was amazing. By the way, I like this is literally the worst thing to possibly say. It's like you're not meant. Lilith is super compelling. Holy shit.
She is, right? Isn't she? There's this whole Cenobite thing going on about her as well.
Oh yeah,
whole,
with her
blood
little
chant
guy.
shit. Holy fuck! And when she comes down and the blood is draped like a cloak as she floats down to the ground, it's a fucking amazing scene. And then when you're playing the game too, you introduce to your character. I obviously went with Druid first because werewolf, duh. Well, what I did,
Understandable.
what I did with my playthroughs is because I knew I didn't have time. I wanted to experience as much as I could with each of the classes, so I picked Druid first. Then I went to Necromancer, which actually turned out to be my favorite one, and then I went Sorcerer, then Barbarian. So yeah, I started out with Druid. I really do like the option of turning into a werewolf or a bear. It depends which one you want to go through. So, because I was playing through by myself because of the timing, sadly, I spread out my skills a bit. I took one, just for direct attacks, and then more of an aerial attack, just because,
Yeah.
on the Todd. So, I did enjoy how dark it was. Finally, it's getting back to its roots. It's Diablo, isn't it? I mean, it's about demons and angels fighting over sanctuary. And now you have the daughter of hatred, the god, the mother of sanctuary, coming back to claim her creation. And then she is super compelling. She's like, damn, that cutscene in the church where the people are getting completely shunned and shamed for not following the book of light, right? And then Lilith appears. It's like fucking hell.
Oh man, so good.
I want to know, and your character is tainted by her blood, so you can see and you have a connection with her. So I wonder how that develops too. I didn't really have a chance to delve deeper into that, but I did like the running around. I love running around. I love running around and collecting stuff. So I was smashing everything. I was grabbing everything. I was running through the horse corpses, which exploded. The pretty. Oh god. Yeah, I love that. You can just run into spider caves and stuff. Oh yeah, sorry. Big arachnophobia warning
No
for this
joke.
game.
Oh my goodness.
Big arachnophobia warning for this game. Holy shit. Yeah, there's lots of little dots and spider eggs around as well. So if you got that kind of phobia too, be wary. Actually, it did very well with when you first load up the game. It did check for like color blindness and stuff, right? That was good. It didn't really give you an option to switch off any arachnid adjacent things like some games do. So I don't know.
Unfortunately, too core to the experience, I suspect.
Yeah, I suppose so. So yeah, just be careful if you really, really don't like the spitters. But yeah, you can just run in around the map. It's quite open, so you can just run into areas. There's not completely. There's like basements you can run inside and stuff to collect things, and that's you grind for XP into that way. I do like how seamless the cutscenes are. You just run into, like, for example, finding that dude out in the wilds in his hut. You just walk into his room and then you hear his voice and immediately goes to the cutscene of him, appearing. I
Man,
like that.
Ralphiness is what a
Yeah.
voice he has.
Really, right?
Oh my
Really
goodness, it's so
gravelly.
good.
I love it. Yeah, that's really where I got up to a lot of the time because I was trying out the different classes. Now, Necromancer, I really like, and I love the Skelly Boys. You see, I found it to be really OP. How I to kind of like calculate how strong a class is really is how much you need to use your potions. Because actually, they're really
So
sparing.
tanky. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't need to use many potions with my necromancer. My skelly boys are handling everything for me, which is pretty good. And then you have their abilities like that big long side sweep, and that there's like lots of blood related abilities too, which I probably would be using the potions for rather than damage itself. Um, but yeah, the game is really sparing with the potions. Like I there was like potions all over the map and I didn't need them.
Oh yeah,
There was
everywhere.
yeah, really
Absolutely.
sparing, very forgiving. So I don't know. Maybe obviously with a higher difficulty that would be different. It's like early game, right? But yeah, so I found that obviously Necromancer didn't need to use the potions much. It was more Barbarian and the Druid that tended to have me uh guzzling down that red potion. The sorcerer, I was too far back to really be bothered by much of the mobs because I could like zap and
Oh yeah.
stay clear is all good. I didn't try rogue though. Did anyone of you try rogue?
Oh yeah, I played Rogue first.
How did you find that?
It's pretty good. I mean, it felt like especially if you went down like the traps and the bow side of it. It felt
Yeah,
a lot like Demon Hunter.
right.
Um, it was pretty good. If you're going from like I didn't really like the melee aspect of it, but I probably just had like a bad build. Um,
Mm,
but the bow side of it, like you're able to shoot from a long distance, has very good damage.
yeah,
Um, I didn't get the ultimate ability, but I know the ultimate ability is like shadow clones. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean it was fun. I thought it was fun. If I'm gonna play this game, I'm probably gonna play sorcerer though.
Mm. I'm definitely
Just
no
from the
necromancer. Oh god, I
little
love
bit I've
them.
played of sorcerer. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised that I liked necromancer that much because I usually go barbarian or druid
Ah,
because I
okay.
like running into the mobs and just smashing them to pieces. Really. Um, yeah, what else? Oh, so the character creation I really liked. That was good. There's lots to choose from. You can style them how you want. I take it there'll be more options that you can get later on through monetization or whatever, right?
Almost
Probably.
certainly.
Yeah, yeah. No, but they're very generous at the get go though. I
Yeah, I
like
thought
that.
it looked. It was you. I mean, it's not like a full on character creator, but what you have access to is plentiful. That said, speaking of DLC, hey, where's my Crusader? What's up with that?
It's not. It's not. Well, I mean, it's not going to be in the game at launch. So.
Ah,
Sorrow.
yeah. Yeah, so I sadly got too tired to really go any further beyond that church cutscene. Really, oh well, the hermit in the hut for the cutscene. But I really do want to know more about Lilith. She's so interesting. She's so interesting. And this is not me being gay again. As a character, right? The plot is Lilith. The plot.
the
I like
plot. The
like
plot.
the
All
plot.
right.
Yeah, no, it's
Look,
good.
it's
good.
not our fault that they made the Hell Beast really attractive.
Holy moly!
Okay,
Yeah, no,
so I'll be the opposite side of that. I didn't get anything out of Lilith. I was just like, yeah, she's got a skin cape. That's disgusting.
All right, well,
oh my god!
it's mostly just her statue and her demeanor, and
Yes, you
Yeah.
don't understand, man. You don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that was fun. I had fun. Good job. Good thumbs up. Okay.
oh, agreed.
Hooray. I will probably get this game because I'm poor, not when it's on release, but yay. I will get it
Yeah.
at some point.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. I played more Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, I met Evelyn. She's a very fancy lady
She's very fancy.
Yeah, in that very interesting club that's full of plot.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, met Judy. Love Judy. I love her a lot.
Who doesn't?
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. So we went diving into, did the whole diving stuff.
Oh, you're already there with her.
Yeah.
Oh man, you really like Judy.
I like that. Oh no, I didn't dive with her. I dived with the thing. I probably will dive. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give it ahead of
It's okay.
you.
It's okay. Anyway, yeah, no. So Evelyn puts you up to like this job that she needs done after you meet is it Dexter? Dexter
Mhm.
Deshawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
She has her own plans and she has you dive into one of her memories to get some information that they need, like on the chip and stuff. You meet in her memory, Adam Smasher walks past. Now, Adam Smasher is a character that's been in the cyberpunk verse a long time since the tabletop. But he's obviously, for new people, you'll know him more from the anime now. Most certainly.
That bastard, yeah.
That bastard at the end, Adam Smasher. Yeah, he's in the game. He's horrible. He walks past Evelyn in her memory. But yeah, so oh god, that's really where I've gotten up to. I did that. Did the job for Dexter Deshawn, the first one he puts you on, and so I'm at that point. And Jackie, I love Jackie. I know what happens to him though, and I'm really sad.
I was hoping
you
didn't say you knew
no,
what happened.
I mean
to him,
the game has been out a while. I know.
No, because it was too much of a talking point.
Yeah.
So it's impossible not to know that bit, which I won't say in case somehow you, the audience, have managed to completely avoid that. Good on you.
Yeah. I very much like this game. I know it had its glitches. It's still some glitches, like Jackie walked through my car, which was interesting. Just straight through.
Man's got places to be.
Yeah, he was yeah.
Nothing's keeping him from seeing Misty.
Yeah. I love it. I'm enjoying the game. So I will look forward to. I haven't got to the part of the story where people think it dips a bit, but we'll see.
Okay,
yeah. We'll see. I'm interested to find out what happens. Since they introduced more of the anime, aspects as well. They've got the DLC for that in.
I've not played since. Fair enough.
Yeah, no. I think. Is it a free update, or did I just get it as the bundle? I can't remember.
It'll probably have been a free update because the whole purpose of that was, I think originally maybe they might have wanted it to be bigger than it was, but it kind of ended up being the thing that revitalized it,
Yeah, well, I noticed on the news and stuff that they're talking about cyber psycho stuff a bit more. I'm like, oh, interesting. I wonder if they've introduced that into the game as a mechanic too. I don't know.
No, they've already said that wasn't a thing they were going to do.
Shame.
Which is interesting because cyberpsychosis, as talked about in the game, is different than it was in Edgerunners. And I recognize you're going through the game, so it's going to have this big spoilerific chat about it. But maybe I won't. Maybe I'll let you finish first.
I'll play a bit more first. I'll keep you up to date where I am. But that's
Yeah.
pretty much what I did this week. Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Good week all round.
Yeah. You know what that means, right?
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now. Well, maybe not such a good week after all.
Time for me to read this paragraph that Little sent us.
A paragraph, Little.
Yeah. He had some thoughts. All right. Hello, ladies and gents. Hope you all are well. I've finished a certain unnamed game and will be moving on to Resident Evil 4 remake. I don't know what certain unnamed name. I forget what game he's playing.
Probably Subverse.
Yeah, Subverse. Yeah. Pretty stoked for that. Also enjoyed the 16 stuff from PAX East. We all did.
Oh my goodness, I'd love to spend like an episode talking about that. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
When his internet was working, so I guess his internet wasn't working. Now that the good stuff is out of the way, time for the gripe/disappointment. So as Aqua and Dalit have been doing, I have also been watching the Northern War anime.
Oh, I forgot it wasn't a good week after all. It was a very disappointing week.
I have been quite enjoying it. I thought it had some pretty decent world building in my opinion, and the story and the moments in certain episodes was great, even during the final episode. But the ending, what the fuck? Without spoiling entirely, I expect a certain character to kill a certain character, but holy shit, the way that it happened was beyond dumb as fuck. No struggle, no drama, no nothing. Just a quick throat slice and it's all over. And then we get and then we get to the Reen part. What happened to Berserk Reen leveling Haliask and Altina snapping him out of it? He just goes berserk for 5 yeah, he just goes berserk for 5 seconds and then fizzles out like a flaccid dick.
All right. I see you really didn't like it.
Yeah, he overall thinks that it's serviceable, but the ending fell flat as fuck. Maybe 12 episodes was too short for Falcom to tell a compelling story with a good ending.
I'm not sure that's the case.
Like doing the game, okay, ran over. At least Falcom finished. Finished with his disdain for the anime.
Yeah, it was rough. I'm right there with you. I feel you. It was super disappointing after all that build up. Most of it we did to ourselves, admittedly, but also then, it just wasn't great.
Now, I don't come out of anime normally thinking that my time was wasted, even if the anime was like not very good. All right, even if I didn't sat here and was like, I'll probably never watch this again or whatever. I came out of the Northern War anime like, what was the point of even doing this? What was the point of these 12 episodes? All right. What they showed us, there was like 3 things that we may have learned in this entire series, in this entire anime. We learned Reen got his idea for fucking being a teacher by Lavi,
which is fine, honestly. Unnecessary, but it's fine.
Yeah, unnecessary, but it's fine. Honestly, I think that's actually about it. I was about to say, I was going to say 3 things, but the other 2 things are not in my head anymore. We had very useless characters in the show. I think there was like maybe 2 good characters in the show. 2 I would actually like to see, 3 I would actually like to see show up in like the main series. But I don't even know if they'll do that. I don't even know if we'll get a game where we actually go to fucking Northumbria.
I don't think, between the immediate reaction to this and its importance to the story going from here, I don't think we're ever gonna worry about that. I just don't see it.
But we don't even know what caused the Salt Pail incident in the first place. Yeah, in the first place. So I assume we're gonna go to Northumbria at some point, and then that's when we'll learn what did the Salt Pale. But the whole Salt Pale thing is just like it is one of the biggest. It's like right up there with the identity of the Grandmaster. It's like literally we do not know, and it's been in the game since literally the first game. So, like Lavi, Marty, and Isaria are the only three that I would like to see show up in like a game format. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about Northern Warrior. I thought it was shit. This was like the worst Falcom thing ever.
I called this from episode 3 when we were dealing with a clown trying to take out the bourgeois. I'm just putting this out there, but yes, let's move on. We have other sad things to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So we're the only news that we really thought were important to talk about this week was
Yeah.
the issues with Ironmace and Darker and their fight with Nexon.
Yeah.
Uh,
So in the official Discord, they haven't really said anything public on social media. They just mostly kept the statements to their own Discord. So if you're not in there, I think you can navigate to their Discord via the Ironmace Twitter. There's a link usually there. All the then Dark and Darker in ENG Twitter account. But yeah, in their Discord, they released a statement with a number of links linking to some legal documents and also links to media, like journalistic media, just to prove some points they were trying to make.
Yeah.
What I'll do is simply read the statement for you, and so Aqua doesn't need to read it.
You're not gonna read that. You're not gonna read. You're not gonna read that entire thing, are you?
Well, no, I'll pick bits. Oh, come on!
Okay.
I'm a fast reader, man. Just sit back. No,
I was just saying it was super long.
Earlier in the week, right? I screenshotted some stuff to them to see from the Discord, and Aqua just went, "Nah, I'm gonna read that later."
That's true.
I was in the middle of playing RE4, right?
Man has priorities.
This thing was long as hell. But I also didn't read it, so.
I knew it. Okay. Let's see. So it was, when did they post it? It was the 27th, at least for me, because Discord kind of like there's a regional date thing. So maybe it's 26th. I don't know. They're in Korea, right? So what they do is post a link to the DMCA takedown from Nexon. That's a link, and then they also link to their response to Exhibit D of the identical file name within the DMC takedown, I assume, or from something from the lawyers that sent them. Is it like an Excel sheet with like Exhibit D, like these are the assets that have been accused of being taken, and then comparing them to the assets that they're using, and so on and so forth. It's like that's also linked in their Discord.
Right.
And then they say coming soon, which is such stuff they will say in the future. Since it's an issue is newsworthy in Korea, well, yeah, of course, we will be preparing the response in Korean, which is good. This is interesting because before they haven't really spoken to media in Korea. They've kept a lot of their public announcements and interviews to the West, actually. So most of it's in English and with content creators that they've actually, agreed to work with. So them doing an official response in Korean is actually quite an important move, and I'm glad they're doing it because they really should be talking to everyone about this. And then the next point is response from our concept artist about the copyrighted character design. So all the character designs they've used for the character templates and stuff, like the nice wizard art and the cleric art and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's been accused of being taken as well. So a response from the concept artist about that will be interesting. The next point is source list from the assets purchased from the Unreal market. So they're going to basically list everything that they've bought from Unreal that's being used in the game. And then videos, a video showing key milestone builds from our first playtest builds until the more recent playtest, just to prove that they've, the way they've built the game up themselves, all the milestones and work in progress stuff, right? Artists do this a lot too, to show that the thumbnails and sketches while they're working, the work in progress, save files and stuff like that. So that's what they're going to do, and then Git logs and file lists for the first year of development. So this is all just to prove that all their work is theirs, basically.
Yeah.
What else? So I'll just let me see. So skimming. This is like Aqua said, there's a very big,
very
big
long
post. So I'm gonna read up to maybe. Okay, so I'll read the first paragraph and stuff. That's the main statement. We are Ironmace Co. Ltd. Ironmace Limited, that kind of thing. A South Korean independent video game developer known for developing the PC game Dark and Darker. This letter is intended to address the serious allegations of copyright infringement and misappropriation of trade secrets that have been levied against us in the recent DMCA takedown notice from Nexon Korea Corporation. They even had to take down their game from Steam as well, so it's quite a big deal.
It's been very, very bad.
It's very serious. So Nexon states that according to their investigation, Dark and Darker appears to have been built and developed using trade secrets and copyrighted information copied and stolen from Nexon. So just to catch you up, they all worked in Nexon as developers for a project named P3. So that's owned by Nexon, and there was screenshots and stuff, side-by-side screenshots to show one from P3 and Dark and Darker and stuff. That's all previous things you can look up yourself. Let's see. So Nexon states that according to the investigation, Dark was rebuilt and blah blah. No copyrighted materials or misappropriated trade secrets from Nexon were used by Ironmace. In the takedown notice, Nexon lists their registered copyright pertaining to the P3 project, which are registered just last month, more than 6 months after Dark and Darker was revealed to the public as the subject of the alleged infringement. Now, this is a bit confusing because I'm not sure about this part. They are saying P3 was copyrighted only 3 months ago, but that can't be true if they were working on the project in Nexon. So
yes.
That's a bit confusing. So as when you're working in a games company, and I will use my own experience because I used to work at Midway and EA. So all their work that you were working on, it's under NDA. You can't really talk about projects that are ongoing unless the company has allowed you to, or they've made public announcements themselves. So all the stuff you're working on belongs to the company.
Yeah.
Even if they don't release it, unfortunately. So, I don't know what that is all about, but I guess it's a bit confusing.
If you leave a company or whatever, you're usually subjected to a non-compete clause for at least like a year.
Exactly. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So you can't just take work that you've worked on in the company and you use it somewhere else, because it still belongs to the company. Because of it will say in the contract, and I'm sure it's pretty much the same with Nexon too. So that little statement there is a bit odd to me.
I think what they're saying here in this statement is that it's kind of weird that Nexon just only copyrighted the P3 project a month ago.
Yeah.
And that Darker and Darker had been worked on and announced and in development for at least the past 6 months.
Yeah. So I understand what they're saying is, you're only doing this because Dark and Darker has become popular.
It's seemingly successful already.
Yeah. So I'll continue. The first point of contention appears where they accuse one of our members of transferring keys assets to his personal server without authorization, resulting in an unlawful transfer. Here is our response to his claim. So previously one of the members I used to work in Nexon transferred data and stuff to their own servers while they were still working, and they got disciplinary action against that. I think they were also left the company after that too.
Mm.
So this is their response. Due to a mandatory remote work policy implemented by Nexon in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the accused member received multiple written authorizations from executive members at Nexon from 2020 to 2021, allowing him to utilize an external personal server to improve the performance of his team. Example, version control, build machine, and dedicated server. After utilizing the personal servers for almost a year, the accused member asked the leadership if it was okay to continue using his personal servers. The leaders told him to refrain from using the personal servers. The accused member agreed to take down the servers as long as he could maintain the performance of his team by having his programming team come to the office, bypassing the company-wide remote work policy. The accused member initiated the takedown of the personal servers, but due to the uncertainty of sporadic COVID waves, taking down the server in a quick and exhaustive manner was not a high priority. As a result, some automated script related to the build machine was left running on his personal server at this time. When the building next to his office was shut down due to confirmed COVID cases, he took a risk and fully set up his personal servers to aid in development. Since all company machines were monitored using a company-wide endpoint solution, the existence and usage of his personal servers, ones that were subject to approvals and reapprovals, must be reasonably known to Nexon over this multi-month period of development. Not a single warning was received for this security team, so it was easy to construe it as an acknowledgement that his actions were acceptable. Otherwise, it would mean that Nexon would be failing at taking responsible measures to maintaining the confidentiality of their assets. So the accused member decided to leave Nexon in June 2021 due to a breakdown of trust with one of his superiors and due to the uncertain atmosphere at the company. His prior project was unceremoniously cancelled after a well-received milestone presentation in 2020, and numerous other projects around him were also cancelled during this time. Having worked closely with his development team, he informed them about his plans to leave Nexon. He made it clear that their reason for leaving was due to the uncertain atmosphere fostered in the company. He also stated that he'd welcome the team's talents for his next endeavor. He made it clear that he'd likely pursue a project in the same genre as P3 project, but explicitly clarified that any development would be made completely from scratch. This fact had been noted in witness testimony collected by the police investigating a separate personal lawsuit filed against the accused member by Nexon. Yeah, so earlier, months ago, they did, Ironmace did say that one member was undergoing some legal action by Nexon, and that was a personal thing that they wouldn't really delve into, and this is what they're saying. This is what it was, basically. Shortly after Nexon's leadership became aware of the accused member's plans to leave the company, instead of trying to resolve it as a professional manner, they abruptly sent the internal audit team and accused him of stealing files, despite having observed his personal server being used without notice for several months. Due to harassment and the lack of respect from the company, and after consulting with his lawyers, he concluded that his private information on his private server were not subject to any records, so he deleted his information to ensure his privacy. He was fired based on these unproven claims and subsequently sued by the company a month later, which Leon placed on his home and other assets. His personal lawsuit is still ongoing, and the claims of stealing or misappropriating these files have not been substantiated. He has been fully cooperative with the investigation from the police and has been the target of multiple search warrants. Ironmace also has been the subject of multiple search warrants during this investigation and has been accommodating as possible to speed up the inherent risk of this process and prove no wrongdoings. The fact that 9 of the 20 plus P3 project team members voluntarily left Nexon out of their own free will to join the Ironmace, despite the inherent risk of joining a startup, shows the trust the accused member still instills in his peers. That is the big statement about that. There is more, but I won't read that because that's just other things related to Nexon and stuff.
Yeah.
You can read it if you join the Discord.
I don't know. All right. 'Cause, like, their statement is all well and good and all right, but you have you like literally 9 out of the 20 plus members of that specific project go on to make that specific project, but on another team. Kind of, what's the word? Suspicious, I guess. Like, I understand. Like, they wanted to make P3 / Darker and Darker, but like, there's a lot of things that are too similar to the project that was being worked on at Nexon to
Yeah.
really
Mm.
I guess put the chips behind Ironmace. There's also the fact that before most of these people left Nexon, uh the source code for P3 was leaked.
Yes.
Um and the current like thought process at the moment is that one of the team members that is currently at Ironmace, when they were at Nexon, leaked the source code, and now
Mhm.
they're using it. Now they're using it at. I mean, we obviously don't know. 100% like we're not getting that demo. We're not getting that
Yeah,
beta in fucking
goes
in
without
this
saying.
The
yeah,
early
in
access
April.
isn't gonna happen. No.
Yeah.
Not in
Um.
April, sadly. Well,
Uh.
yeah, it's so they're insisting that they wrote they wrote everything from scratch, and all the art assets are either from Unreal or Marketplace and stuff like that.
Right.
So there is no doubt they have based their game at the very least on P3. There is no doubt
Mhm.
about that. It is a clone of the game. What I don't understand is that they could have used the same exact game mechanics and gameplay, but not made it exactly like
One
the
for one,
medieval
pretty much.
dungeon. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
so one for one, and it's like,
Yeah.
why? That is a big risk. You didn't need to do that. There's plenty. If you're going to use marketplace assets and stuff, there's plenty of different ones. You can make it a
Mhm.
different look, a different feel. It could
Uh,
be still fantasy, but not that. you know.
the biggest issue is that what here they could have done the exact same thing. They could have pretty much like made it one for one to what P3 was. I think the biggest issue is they worked on it immediately after leaving Nexon.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit!
Oh,
They
Um
just released a new statement on Discord
oh,
just now.
breaking news! Beep, beep,
Just
beep, 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 beep.
all right. This isn't very long actually, so I'll read it.
okay.
Everyone on Discord, we'll be releasing our evidence as we get them approved by our legal counsel. Here's our first batch. So
Ooh,
number one,
they knew.
our Korean
They knew.
yeah, they knew it. They knew we were talking about it. Our Korean response to the takedown claim. So is a Google Docs link. So I'll open it now. Yeah, so this is all the DMCA letter in Korean. So basically they're explaining everything in Korean here.
Ah,
And
okay.
point 2, our concept art's response to the copyright infringement claims. Oh, okay. So please note that the document is written in Korean. Okay. Oh, I mean, it's the native language. That's fair enough. So, all right, all right. Okay. So what they're showing here. Oh, I see. All right. So
Ooh, it's tense.
all the
Mhm.
yeah, this is interesting. I would encourage. Are you in the Discord?
No. No. No.
I'm not.
I'll share the link then.
Okay, thank you.
This is better. So what they I'm gonna have to quickly Google Translate just to be sure. Unless you want to, if you're quicker at doing it, but they're showing different artworks side by sides, and then some from the splash screens of the game. You remember that during the loading screens and stuff, there's a lot of beautiful splash art,
Mhm.
and they're showing comparisons to some um, concept art, assuming from P3, and then the splash screens. I'm gonna have to let me just Google Translate quickly because I don't want to get this wrong. It's not fair on them.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, some
so
of the
class comparison 1, Barbarian. When I started thinking about the Barbarian in Dark and Dark, I initially tried to work with the Barbarian warrior feel like Conan the Barbarian. However, since the armor assets they purchased had to be used for public use, we had no choice but to switch to the Nordic Viking feel we have today. To further explain, even if we drew concept art, we didn't have enough time to create an asset for it, so we changed the direction of the concept art to match the asset. This is so they're saying like because they were purchasing stuff from the Unreal Marketplace, they kind of had to base all their art off the stuff they bought.
yeah.
I suppose, yeah, to one degree or another, they would have to, like, that is still the foundation they're working on. Still, I mean,
This is all their concept art from Dark and Darker.
Well,
Not
the first set of concept art things like with all the like the Vikings and stuff or whatever, that's actually from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It even has like
yeah.
the Assassin's Creed Valhalla logos down in the bottom right corner, bottom left corner.
Yeah, no,
Pictures.
no, they're just comparing. So what they're saying
Yeah.
there is like because they were forced to do Nordic Viking stuff,
Mm.
they like this is like very generic design and there's like seen in many games. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So figure 1 is like the Dark and Darker Barbarian discarded because they couldn't do it Conan the Barbarian style. So yeah, what they're saying next in the paragraph. Yeah, so figure 3 below shows various concept art of barbarians that we referenced while working on this topic. Basically, because the Unreal assets were Nordic barbarians, they had to reference Nordic Vikings. Uh, Based on this, we focused on creating a barbarian that fits Dark and Dark universe and designing it so it doesn't have any particular problems with other classes or of equipment or shared. These are the ones they referenced. And it says, like, yeah, you've got the game Valhalla, Assassin's Creed there.
uh-huh.
So they had to look at other games, basically.
Which makes
Apparently,
sense. I mean,
just
that's part
Assassin's
of the
Creed.
that's part of
Yeah,
the yeah.
yeah. Okay, so now if you scroll down, point 4, there is the P3 Barbarian versus
Mhm.
Dark and Darker Barbarian. So yes, it's very similar, but what they're trying to say is like barbarians and Vikings look they've gone through like they all have blonde hair and blah blah blah, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If you're the same artist working on the concept, the barbarian is probably going to look very similar. True.
Yeah.
There's only so much that you can do without like really going into the details, which I mean may not actually be true, but in terms of like the widely understood what a Viking is, yeah, you get the horns on the helmet and
Yeah.
deck him out in shiny, nice armor, make them look like a tall dwarf. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So throughout the rest of the document, they're just going through the other classes. Like the next one is cleric. I really love that they reference the manga character from Dining and
Is
Delicious and
that who that is?
Oh yeah.
This
Amazing.
Dungeon Meshi character. I love him. All right, yeah. So yeah, there's a saying. Look, we just reference other games. Other games have clerics and stuff that look like this, and that's why our character looks like this. That's what they're
Mhm.
doing through the whole document, basically. And then you have, okay, well, this does look a bit. So when they go to the comparison, the P3 of the character concept art they did versus Dark and Darker, that is very similar because they have the neck scarf.
Yeah. But I mean, that's
And
the next scarf is again also.
yeah, but like I said, this is what they've said. Like
Here's the issue with doing with like
yeah,
between I guess between like maybe Nexon saying
no,
that they did this is
yeah,
that a lot of medieval stuff looks the same.
yes,
All
yes.
right.
That's what they're trying to say in this document.
So
That's what they're trying to say.
you can't exactly say, oh, some guy took a knight from this game. Like, no,
Yeah,
knights really don't change throughout history. All right, they all look
yeah.
similar.
I Well, my only critique, and this is only from an artist's point, is like if you want to differentiate yourself from the project, why did you make the faces the same? Like it's
True.
the same
True.
guy.
True.
It's the same guy, but
True.
just
Yeah,
slightly
yeah.
different
It does.
costume.
Yeah, it does look. They do look fairly similar.
It's the same guy but different costume. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand too. It's the same concept artist. It's hard to draw.
Differently.
I mean, Well,
If
not
it's the
really.
same concept art, well, I mean, it's same concept art as
If you
both
want to go for the same
P3.
dark feel, I guess, but I
Yeah,
understand it's the same guy drawing it, so
yeah,
and then they go through the wizards, the same sort of thing, right? I mean, the
yeah.
wizard looks completely different. That's fair enough. Yeah, the dark and darker wizard looks better. All right, they go through the right. Yeah, so I don't know. I do kind of wish they mixed it up a bit more, but that's just me being picky. Like, why they're all white? Anyway, that's a
They, cou-
different
I mean,
issue.
they
That's so
could
I'm psyched. No, I'll shut up.
they
Okay,
could have just made them all women. They could have just made
they
the
could
concept
have.
art just all
I mean,
women, and like,
there are the women versions of the concept art.
yeah,
Yeah, the cleric. This is just the same guy in a different costume. Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, in many games with clerics and knights and blah blah blah, that if they're based on a certain medieval trope, then they're going to look similar. And it's the same
yeah,
concept art as two, which also adds another layer of difficulty to this. All right. Anyway, that's in the Discord they just released now.
I had it up on the
That's
screen, so
yeah.
it's recorded for the video.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. So that is that point 3 of the announcement, a list of assets purchased to create Dark and Darker. So they list all the assets that they've used from Unreal Marketplace in their
Okay.
Google Doc. Yeah.
But did
Point 4.
Nexon also use Unreal assets from the marketplace?
See, I don't know. I mean, it's in development, so it's actually quite normal to use placeholder stuff while you're developing it.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
we see it all the time.
Yeah, I see it all the time. I don't know. So point 4, our Git logs for the first year of development. The earliest entries start at the bottom of the document. It is a little embarrassing to show all of our development mistakes and bugs, but we believe this is further proof that Dark and Dark was built from the ground up. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So they're trying to be transparent as much as they can, essentially. Um, let's see. So the only modifications to the logs are the masking of sensitive information, personal names, login IDs, and so on, right? Although our company was officially founded in October 2021, our development logs go back to September 2021. This can be explained by our company history below. A bit of background history regarding Ironmace. Several of our founding members started to work as a development team starting in September 2021. The members worked for more than a month in a shabby jiu-jitsu gym without pay, using our own most personal PCs as a test of our resolve and teamwork, and also because we had no investors. Once we realized that our members could form the foundations of a viable company, the company was formally founded in late October 2021. The original funds were quickly exhausted, and Ironmace almost went bankrupt as we were unable to acquire investors. Luckily, members rallied together and collected funds from our 20 friends and families to bankroll the company for another couple of months. This is also quickly exhausted, and Ironmace relied on outsourcing work unrelated to the game development to help it survive another month. It was only through the grueling meetings and countless rejections that Ironmace was finally able to find brave VC willing to fund the studio in 2022. The studio made it a point to accept as little money as possible to stay hungry and motivated to get the current point. Okay. I mean, from that statement alone, they're just trying to explain how hardworking they are. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
this obviously the spin is always going to be, "Hey, we're the good guys in this. We're getting taken advantage of for our success."
Yes.
That said, I mean, it's to a point where it's like, yeah, I can see certain things. I'm still not sure where the truth lies. I feel like I'm not the person, and I don't feel like any of us here are
I'm
people to
still
make the final call on this. It's going to go to court. They'll figure it out then. We'll see who
Yeah.
settles with
I'm
who.
I'm still on the like how long between them leaving Nexon or being fired from Nexon are is it between that and like them creating Ironmace? Because like again, there's normally you have a non-compete clause in almost every game
Yeah.
game like developer has a non-compete clause that is at least a year to 2 years, right? So if you like left Nexon in like August of 2021 and then created Ironmace in October of 2021, extremely suspicious. Like, you might not be using code, you might not be doing anything like that, but Nexon still technically has a right to intellectual property of the idea of what Darker and Darker is, at least for a year or two.
Yeah.
Then after that, you can make
We'll
your
see.
own.
I mean, my only frustrations lie is, damn, if you got a good team, it's like you put this together really quickly. Why did you go exactly like the project?
Yeah,
You could have,
yeah.
you could have strayed a little bit away, visually at least, you know. But I don't know. It's a bit
Yeah.
frustrating because I like the gameplay. That's what draws me in. It's not so much the. I mean, I do like the D&D adjacent, in
Mhm.
tabletop D&D adjacent stuff. You could have leaned even more into that.
You
You
could
know,
have
more
went more
fantasy.
modern. You could have
You
went. You
could
could also
a bit tired
wait.
of all modern stuff. I
No, no,
think
no. I don't mean like modern as in like right now modern, but I mean like you could have like made it like back in like the like late 1800s or whatever.
maybe, yeah. I mean, if they leaned because they got goblins and shit. I love that. They could have
Mhm.
leaned more into the fantasy
Yeah,
and
more into D&D. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, the concept art is very similar in style. I mean, it's very hard for some people to once you've set your own style, it's very hard to
Yeah.
deviate from that. So I don't know.
Like, yeah, because if the guy's like literally the same concept designer for
Yeah,
both, it's like, well, of course it's gonna look the same. It's the same people. Like, me and Dala have seen this in multiple games that have the same artist or whatever, or like,
yeah.
like
But okay, you want to be modern about this? Final Fantasy 16 looks just like Devil May Cry,
It does.
but
Yeah,
only from
yeah,
an animation standpoint.
yeah.
Everything
yeah,
around it is distinctly Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
And for me,
because
it's
of
not so much
Suzuki-san.
yeah, and for me, it's not so much clones. Like clone games happen all the time. Nexon does it itself. Like
Yeah.
it's been pointed out. Like I said last time I was playing PUBG, right? Super People by the Super People company. I don't know what it is. It's
Hmm.
fucking exactly like PUBG, except they deviated a little bit. They did superhero stuff, right? So it's otherwise exactly like PUBG. Even look down to the UI. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Ah, you're smart people. You could, I think it would have been less trouble for you if you deviated a little bit from the P3 art style.
Oh yeah,
I know that's shallow, but that's people are visual, and they will pick. You know, that's the first thing they see, right? So I'm sorry.
yeah. You didn't have to
I don't
make
know.
exactly the same game.
You did the gameplay. They can't copyright because,
Yeah,
like, you know,
every
dungeon
game
delving
has
and extraction,
similarities.
and there's so
Yeah,
many extraction games. They can't copyright the gameplay, the genre. They can't copyright that. But
they can copyright the arts and assets, and they can technically copyright like the idea. You know, if your
yeah,
game
if
looks
there's
if
a
your game looks
story,
exactly like the.
yeah, if there's like a story or a certain thing that was developed within P3, maybe like you've got literally, if you got literally this, I don't know, it's difficult. It's so difficult, and this is Korean law too. This isn't like UK or
Yeah,
US law. I
yeah,
don't know anything about Korean.
I hadn't even considered that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't
less
know.
than even usual about where we are.
Yeah. And on the flip side as well, just to be balanced, people are worried that if this is allowed to go through, that
We're gonna see a lot more
more
copycats.
lawsuits, yeah, more lawsuits will happen. Any similarity could be like pounced upon, DMCA'd, or on the other hand, more copycats, people who'll just leave companies and take ideas with
Oh,
them.
true.
So there's like I don't know how this will turn out. I want this game because it's fun. However,
mm,
as a person that used to work in the industry, I'm worried about consequences. You
yeah.
know, what will be the butterfly effect to this?
We want the game, but not at the expense of like actual like game developing integrity.
Pretty much, pretty
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
that is it. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Damn.
Um,
Also,
but
another thing I'm worried about too is how the fan base have been used. As in, they have been kind of encouraged to go completely anti-Nexon, and I've seen a lot of hate. I've seen threats. I've seen people posting the address of the US Nexon building.
yep.
That's dangerous stuff.
True.
Ironmace, please denounce that shit. That is not okay to encourage. And if you're not saying anything, that's just like encouragement as well. Come on,
Yeah.
let's be real.
Messy, messy, messy.
Yeah, it is messy. I mean, I know. Like a lot of people in the West are passionate and more likely to say so and act accordingly on social media and so on. But don't use that in a negative way. That's not cool. All right, that's all I got to say.
All right.
I think that's most of our thoughts on all of this, which is what we're covering
Yeah.
today. So
Yeah. So yeah. We definitely want Darker and Darker to be okay, but again, if it comes out that it's not in the cards and they're actually doing something that's against like at least Korean law, then no. I mean, I know you want to make this game Iron Mace, but like you gotta not be like bad about it. you gotta do it with integrity. And I know the general consensus of people don't like Nexon. I'm also not a Nexon fan in general, but like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so hard to be
yeah.
even tempered on this one.
Yeah, really.
Just because company bad doesn't mean you have a fucking carte blanche fucking ticket to do any bad yourself. So I mean we're gonna continue updating on Dark and Darker news since we're at least like very interested in this video game.
Yeah, I'm invested. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that's all. I mean, we there were some other news that came out this week, but we're hoping for it to be like a short episode, but we're going on now for an hour and 30 minutes.
Whoops.
So that's okay. That's fine. We talked a lot in the beginning. Next week we're having some guests on to talk about a video game. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing next week. What are we gonna be doing over the week, guys?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna finish this game tonight.
Mhm.
I suspect what I'm gonna do is what I planned on doing before I picked this game up, which was playing through Breath of the Wild again. I have all the DLCs now. I never got a chance to play through them when I had it before. So I'll probably get through that in preparation for Tears of the Kingdom, which had a presentation today. I thought was kind
Yeah,
of. I thought it was kind of okay. It wasn't. It was. I don't think it was a great presentation, but
I got my
um,
answer. I got my answer during this presentation.
it's still there. Yeah, I guess you're
It's
not
still
playing.
there. Yeah.
I will be. So many games that I'm not getting day one. Is this one of them? I probably will pick this one up day one, even though, frankly, it doesn't matter when I pick it up. It's still going to be full price.
Yeah, true.
Um, yeah, but I did. I like as unimpressed as I was with the demonstration. I really liked Breath of the Wild. Just as a run around and do fun stuff, less of a Zelda game. So I imagine I'll like Tears of the Kingdom in the very same way.
I still might play these games. God. I still might play some of these games. I'm just not in the mood to play these games.
I feel
I've
that.
been told that since I don't like uh traditional Zelda games that I would
Mhm.
probably actually like Breath of the Wild since it doesn't
Me,
play
I am
the
one of the people who
traditional.
have told you
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. It's just the durability system is just one of those things. I'm just like,
Like, and you're
so
not wrong.
the
Genuinely,
biggest
the
issue,
fact,
is the one weapon that shouldn't have durability on it has durability.
but only
Okay.
kind of. You can never
Yeah,
break the Master Sword,
you can't break it, but you don't get your magic or whatever, which is the main
which
reason
is
to have the
fine.
Master Sword.
I
The Master Sword's supposed to be the carte blanche, all type like you just destroy
The
with it.
Master
Right?
Sword is never even the strongest weapon in its own 3D games.
True.
It's always
True.
outclassed by something. So I don't know about
True.
all that.
True. I
But
didn't.
I mean, like I do understand your trepidation when it comes to durability. I think durability is shit. I understand why there's a balancing thing that goes into games like this. I don't think this was a game that needed it.
No.
I think
No.
you do what you always do. You give Link 3 to 4 swords. You give him a starting sword that isn't great. You give him either a better sword that's better, or straight into the master sword, and then the super special sword you have to earn. Fine. In this game, I will say at very least, getting other weapons isn't hard. Oh my god,
Well,
they
no.
drop like
Yeah. Duh.
candy
Yeah. I know.
because they have to. But
Yeah.
like the durability in and of itself, yeah, it's not great. Um, And like, don't get me started. Otherwise, I will negatively sell Breath of the Wild because there's a lot of things in it that I don't like because I
Yeah.
expect a Zelda game. But there's but the explorational aspect, and when you do get those Zelda moments, it feels really good. So
Mm.
that's my plan. I know Muina comes out in Arknights this week, so I'm gonna hopefully get stressed out horse uncle, and just vibe with him because I understand that. Past that,
I've
hard to
I've
say.
been bad. I've been bad with
You haven't
Arknights.
touched it in like a week, have you?
Yes, I haven't touched it
Yeah.
because of Resident Evil.
Because of Resident Evil. That's absolutely respectable.
Yeah.
What about you, Lee?
Leak. Yeah.
Probably more Cyberpunk
Yeah.
2077.
Let's go.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh,
Stardew Valley ongoing. I want to play more Elder Scrolls. I miss Duck.
Doug, we mentioned this in the last one, but I'm curious if it changed. Hey, what's your current build
Hmm?
in
For
Cyberpunk?
I'm still doing street kid stuff. I want to go more
Like
into
build wise.
yeah, no, okay, get in there, boy. Yeah, I want to go more into like the hacking, I think.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go. Okay.
Yeah, most likely.
Hacker
Although,
Man.
see, I say that, but when it comes to combat, I still am just shooting everybody.
I mean, too right. Even on my hacker playthrough, I like also doubled down on like firearms,
Yeah.
specifically sidearms. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not do any of that in my run of Cyberpunk. I was very much a melee character.
yeah, it's like shotguns and swords. I can tell.
I was swords and the fists.
Oh, that's right. The gorilla
Okay.
arms. Yeah.
You got the gorilla arms.
Yeah.
Oh my
I was
god.
Punchy,
yeah.
punchy.
Yeah. Definitely won that boxing tournament that was in the game.
I literally got the gorilla arms for the last fight.
Yeah.
That's funny. I
But yeah,
did
this
start the
Sasquatch
boxing.
over here, absolute bloody animal.
Guys, what am I doing this week?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You finished
Well,
Resident Evil.
Yeah, well, I'm playing. I'm gonna after we finish this, I'm going to start up Resident Evil 2 because Tara is now
Good.
up and she can watch it, right? So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna definitely hear some X gonna give it to you. Hopefully that the mod works.
Yeah.
But Thursday I'm going to Orlando for like
It's true.
5 days.
I forgot. This is your busy week.
Yeah, so I'll be out of the state doing random stuff, which means today I definitely during the day I definitely have to edit this podcast and upload it. So
True.
so I can't be lazy on that one. But yeah, Ari, I'm gonna play RE2 tonight and tomorrow when I'm not doing the podcast, and then gonna go to Orlando and hang out with some friends, go to a convention and all that.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and then I'll be
Yay.
I come back the day before we record next week's podcast, though.
Busy.
Yeah, I'll probably play. I'm gonna bring my Switch with me, so I might play some stuff on my Switch. I know my friends want to do like Mario Party shit or whatever, so that'll be friendship ending. Yeah. That's all for this week. If you made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe button. My friend, I was talking to my friend earlier, and or not earlier, but yesterday, and they were like, They're like, United States have smashed that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and because that's just a bit of an anime stuff. And yeah, we will see you guys next week.
Be good. Chat to you soon. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely